This is the Piper M500, the result of the revamped and rebranded Meridian. With electronic stability protection incorporated into the Garmin G1000 autopilot flight control system, pressurization, coupled go-around capability, and automatic level mode, the M500 is the perfect turboprop for pilots transitioning from the piston world, providing a range of transportation capabilities that not only fit their personal and business needs, but their piloting skills too. And it offers a lot of extra capability, but without a lot of additional cost or complexity. Today we're going inside the Piper M500 to talk about everything you need to know about this amazing aircraft. If you're used to flying light singles and twins, the M500 will feel like a real step up. The air stair door is the first hint of that. Like everything else on the M500, it's been done right, with the appeal and convenience of a high-end portal, but without any notable complexity. Piper has been refreshing the interiors of the M-Class while also striving to differentiate them. All PA-46 models formerly shared the same basic interiors. Now Piper's cabin appointments reflect the model's position in the fleet, putting the M500 at the apex of its interior styling efforts. Its standard Premier Elegance color-coordinated leather seats, carpet, and headliner are offered in two neutral tone color schemes, Dune or Glacier. Meanwhile, new PA-46 cabins all benefit from the work done by Boston's Blocks Design, which Piper engaged to rethink and redesign cabin elements such as armrests, cup holders, and stowable table without changing production tooling. The back four seats, laid out in a club configuration, are comfortable, and USB charging ports in the cabin and cockpit have been added. The M500 offers a GSR-56 global satellite data link Iridium satellite transceiver. Piper added the option with an eye on the international market as a conduit for getting in-flight weather in areas without access to XM weather or similar services. It has found 90% of all buyers want the system, primarily for telephone and text communication. The enhanced cabins dovetail with changing ownership demographics. Getting into the cockpit is still a bit of a squeeze, eased by the fold-down captain and co-pilot seats, but once seated in front there's ample room, and the uncluttered panel adds to the feeling of spaciousness. From the get-go, there are noticeable changes to the panel. The Garmin G1000 flight deck is dominated by two 10.4-inch primary flight displays and a center-mounted 12.4-inch multifunction display. An Aspen EFD 1000 standby instrument has replaced electromechanical backup gauges and wet compass, unifying the appearance of the panel and easing pilot workload in the event backup instruments are needed, as the data presentation basically mirrors what's on the Garmin screens. The autopilot controller has been moved to the top of the panel, and a single audio panel is situated below the MFD. Switches for electrical, engine start, lights, ice protection, and other systems are on a pair of overhead panels, separated by a smaller control panel for cockpit lighting. The GCU 476 keypad on the pedestal simplifies entering flight plans and other data into the G1000. Meanwhile, the landing gear safety lights now appear on the MFD instead of cluttering the panel with a dedicated display, and in another upgrade system, aural lights and the stall horn are now audible through the headsets. The intercom has 3D audio. Startup is easy, though the turboprop world has yet to get full authority digital engine controls. Still, spin the turbine, introduce fuel, and monitor the start, and you're good to go. Because there's no FADEC, you need to add in power carefully for takeoff while monitoring the engine gauges to avoid overdoing it. Unless you've flown old-fashioned turbocharged piston planes, the skill of adding power on takeoff will be a new one. The M500 features an extensive set of upgrades to the G1000 avionics suite and other systems, all of them adding considerable value in the form of enhanced safety, ease of operation, added redundancy, or some combination thereof, and without adding much to the price of the airplane. The marquee attraction of the avionics upgrade is Garmin's remarkable envelope protection utility, the Enhanced Stability Protection, or ESP. This is a passive system, which means it operates in the background, watching the airplane's performance and taking action only when the pilot begins to stray outside the airplane's normal operating parameters. With ESP, the autopilot is, in practice, always on, even when it's turned off. At those times, it operates in the background with limited but critical functionality. For instance, ESP's overspeed protection keeps the pilot, when commanding a descent, from inadvertently letting the airspeed gallop past the red line, raising the nose slightly. Likewise, if you start to bank too sharply, ESP will, up to a point, put some artificial resistance into the ailerons, making it noticeably harder to maintain that bank angle. Another important improvement for the M500 is coupled go-around capability, which is possible because of ESP's underspeed protection function. Like the overspeed protection, it keeps the airplane from stalling by softly nudging the nose forward to keep the airplane flying just above stall speed. This protection is great for level-off errors, in which the pilot forgets to add in power after leveling off from an autopilot descend at the selected altitude. Underspeed protection allows an autopilot flown go-around because it keeps the airplane from stalling should the pilot forget to add in power when initiating the go-around procedure. Other upgrades include ADS-B in and out standard and pressurization integrated into the G1000 system. And don't forget the new blue button on the panel, a panic button of sorts. If for whatever reason the airplane gets out of whack attitudinally, all the pilot has to do is push the blue button and the autopilot sets things right. Clearly, the most distinguishing feature of the aircraft is its 500 horsepower Pratt & Whitney PT6A-42A turboprop engine. With its vaunted reliability and unmatched field experience, Pratt's segment-defining turboprop gives pilots added peace of mind. The Jet A burner also provides powerful and robust core around which to build more redundant and sophisticated systems, from primary flight controls to flaps to anti-icing boots to the pressurization system. The M500 has a maximum cruise speed of 260 knots and a maximum cruising altitude of 30,000 feet or 9,144 meters, and a maximum rate of climb of 1,300 feet or 396 meters per minute, while the takeoff distance is 2,438 feet or 743 meters. The landing distance is 2,110 feet or 643 meters. Both are intended over 50-foot obstacle. While it provides far greater thrust than the 350 horsepower Lycoming six-banger in the Mirage, the 500 horsepower PT6 is very substantial dialing down of the ubiquitous turboprop's potential power output. Some models of the engine can produce as much as a 2,000 shaft horsepower, 4 times the juice of the mill in the Meridian. The lower power rating means a few good things for Meridian owners and their net worth. That economical fuel burn gives the M500 industry-leading economy, with an hourly burn at a cruise of just 37 gallons, or 140 liters, which, coupled with its fuel capacity of 170 gallons or 644 liters, gives it a no wind range of 1,000 nautical miles or 1,852 kilometers with reserves. As with nearly every transportation airplane, that range figure is largely theoretical because it is based on an operating assumptions, full fuel, and a light payload that are rarely the case in actual practice. Loading in any turbine airplane is a compromise, and in the Meridian, the corridor for compromise is narrower than in most turbines. Keep in mind that the maximum takeoff weight is 5,092 pounds or 2,300 kilograms, and the full fuel payload is 560 pounds or 254 kilograms. The base purchase price for the new Piper M500 is $2.3 million before options, and the charter price ranges between $1,000 and $1,500 per hour. Naturally, prices will vary depending on availability, fuel prices, ground fees, and more. While the total fixed cost is roughly $150,000 to $200,000 per year, the average hourly operating cost is estimated at $600 to $1,000. Thank you for staying with us till the end. Here are 2 videos you can watch next. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.